Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about Harley and Ivy meet Betty and Veronica. There have been a lot of different crossovers in sort of comic book history, and a lot of different ones from times that I remember. The weirdest one that I remember today, maybe Predator and Archie, although I've not read that. But this seemed like a very strange crossover, but I was intrigued. I'm always fascinated as to how they go about these crossovers, and living in such different fictional worlds, how they're going to deal with it. One of the biggest pulling factors for me for this was it's written by Paul Dini. As anyone knows, I've been on a bit of a Batman run recently. More will be explained about that hopefully soon. But I think Paul Dini is fantastic. He did some amazing work during the animated series. There was the book called, I believe it was called The Dark Knight, which was more of an autobiographical thing about how the Batman characters actually helped him through depression. So overall, he's just a phenomenal writer. So when I saw this, that sort of he's headlining at his writing, I thought, yeah, I've got to give it a go. I think it's one of 5 issues. It did come out in 2018, so I'm a little bit late to it. I did collect it when it came out, and I just haven't had time. But I sat down to read it tonight, and I actually really enjoyed it. It's for lack of a better term, it's a palate cleanser. I've been reading a lot of stuff that's quite heavy and quite in-depth recently, and it was nice to have something that was a little bit more fun. Without sort of spoiling too much, Hiram Lodge is creating something within Riverdale, and it does affect Ivy more so than Harley. But because they're living together, they have been for the last few years, Harley goes with Ivy, so they go to try and talk Hiram out of it. So like I said, I'm one issue in. It is just a bit of fun, to be honest. It's nothing too serious. Like I said, this is a palate cleanser, and I found it just enjoyable, just a fun read. There's a couple of things. I should have got this out ready, shouldn't I? There's a couple of things I will say, however. First of all, I do love that cover. That front cover, I think, is just amazing. So cool. One thing I will say is the artwork for me is not quite up to scratch. Let's try and you can see Ivy's head there. It just looks just a little bit too big. And there are sort of multiple. There's one of Betty. Again, it just seems like a problem with foreheads. So there's a few times like that throughout the book, and it just kind of took me out of the story. Another one of it did just take me out of the story a little bit. I am so sorry. I do not remember who the artist is. Laura Bragner. So I'm hoping it gets a little bit better as the series goes on. But I've not got my hopes up, to be honest. I'm more interested, like I said. Get back up there. I'm more interested in the writing and the story as it goes on. I think this could be a fun little story. We'll see how it goes. And like I said, I'm not hopeful for too much of the artwork. But guys, if you have read Harley and Ivy meet Betty and Veronica, please let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. No spoilers, please, because I haven't read the entire series yet. Let me know if you're interested. Let me know what you think about crossovers in general. What's your weirdest crossover? Like I said, let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because that really, really does help me out. And I'll see you all in the next video.